You know, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all almost didn't get a show. I've been playing this new WWE 2K19, and I'm telling you, that game is the truth.
No, baby, that's for somebody else. We're just gonna keep you right where you're at right now.
It doesn't matter what you think.
The Wrestling Realm presents Break It Down with Bryan H.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this episode of Break It Down with Bryan H. I'm your host, Bryan H. Waters. Man, what a weekend it's been. So make sure you subscribe to the Wrestling Realm right here on YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you may be listening to. Make sure you subscribe and drop a 5-star rating. And when you do, make sure you let me know that you did. I've been very busy these past couple of days. So, as you know, Saturday I got up, did the watched the Super Show, then I did a Super Show post show, and then afterwards, Sunday I did not one but two podcasts, 720 Wrestling and the Gully Blanchard podcast. So that was fun. Gully Blanchard podcast, and then Monday I did just a bit outside radio show. It's right here in Baltimore. So it's been a fun week. Anytime I get to talk wrestling with fellow wrestling fans, always fun. I'm thinking about going to ROH this upcoming Friday. Haven't decided yet, but nonetheless, let's get right into this week's show. So, as you can see, the title says DX is back. Who would have thunk it? So, if you saw a Super Show and you listened to the podcast, you can see I wasn't too happy about the fact that we was going to get D-Generation X back. But one thing Shawn Michaels and Triple H are good at doing, you can know something is coming, but when you get it, then it makes you might not, when you know you're going to get it, you might not be happy. But then when it happens, you're like, wow, now I want this. And, I'll talk about that some more later because there's another instance where this happened. So you might say, well, what are you talking about? Well, I was like, no, I didn't want to see Shawn Michaels wrestle again. I've been one of the people, obviously not as much as the biggest fans of his that I know. Shout out to the real Dwayne Allen. Shout out to Corey of Wrestling Marks to Excellence. But they've been gung-ho. They do not want to see HBK wrestle again. But when I heard that promo with him and Triple H on Monday Night Raw, I said, all right, I think I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do it again. So we're going to see Shawn Michaels, Triple H. They're going to team up to go against the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and The Undertaker. And I don't think they've ever wrestled we ever seen this 2-on-2 match. So if we haven't, that's pretty cool. Somebody at me if we have, but my memory, I don't think we have. So because by the time when Undertaker came, when Shawn Michaels and Kane was there in '97, Kane was not on the Undertaker's side, and then fast forward to the other times where Kane was on Raw, Undertaker was on SmackDown, or Shawn was on Raw, Undertaker was on SmackDown, Triple H on Raw. So that's where we are with that. So let's move on. Let's get into our top rope this week.
Going up to the top rope.
It's time for this week's Top Rope segment of the week.
So my top rope this week is Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles on MizTV. What a night, man. I just thought that was great. A great segment. And the Miz struck a chord. He told AJ Styles that you're not a relevant champion, and that's the reason why you're not headlining pay-per-views. Which we all know that's not the case. We know that right now WWE is presenting Raw as the flagship show for now. I do think SmackDown will overtake it, especially with this new deal with Fox. But they did that, and because Raw is the quote-unquote flagship show, it's the show that represents the brand, that is the reason why I don't think we see AJ Styles main eventing the pay-per-views. Much as I'm not a fan of it, I understand why it doesn't happen. But nonetheless, it was a soft spot, but I love the fact that we're getting AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan, and now I said on the Super Show post show, and I'm going to take back my statement where I said I didn't think we was going to get this match. I thought that somehow or another the Miz was going to figure out a way back in it. One thing I like what he said was that he was trying to hold back and he wasn't trying to say anything, but you know what? Now he's going to say it. You guys, I never tapped out. So, I mean, my shoulder was up. So, I really like that. Loved everything about it, but nonetheless, we're getting AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, and I can't wait to see the weeks to come. I love the fact that Daniel Bryan said he hasn't accomplished his dream, and it's just AJ Styles was in the way. For me, that was a dream of mine as far as seeing my favorite wrestler. When he came back, that was where I wanted to see him, back in the WWE Championship picture. I want to see him as champion. I don't think it's going to happen at Crown Jewel. Miz says he has next. So I would love to see AJ Styles win and then Miz take the title from him. I said this on Just a Bit Outside radio show. Miz take the title from him, and then Daniel Bryan take the title from the Miz at WrestleMania. Only time will tell, but I do know one thing. This is going to be very interesting, and SmackDown is going to keep my attention, unlike Monday Night Raw has been doing. But let's move on. So let's go to the women. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair rematch after Becky Lynch got herself purposely disqualified at the Super Showdown. So they had a match. The rules was if Becky Lynch got herself disqualified, not only would she lose the match, but she would also lose her SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Becky would try to get herself counted out. Charlotte wasn't having it. It ended up being a double count out, which was a great match, by the way. I urge everybody to go check it out. Great match. They started off the show. It was a way to start the show. But the spot right there was when Charlotte speared Becky Lynch into the LED walls in the back, and had everybody going wow. The chance that they give. And therefore, we, because we didn't get a winner, Paige said it's only one way to solve this. The first ever last man standing match between two women. So I'll say it. I know sometimes they try to be politically correct. To me, it's a last woman standing match. Charlotte versus Becky Lynch, SmackDown Live Women's Championship on the line at Evolution. So we got one title, and therefore let's talk about the other title that will be on the line. Another leak that came out a couple weeks ago that I was not pleased about, but guess what? Now I saw it, I want it. That is Ronda Rousey defending her championship against the one and only Nikki Bella. For those of you who have a problem with Nikki Bella, one thing you have to understand: the Bellas sell tickets. The Bellas sell merchandise. People watch Total Divas because of the Bellas as well as the other ladies, but there's a reason why there was a Total Bellas. You can say all you want. Those girls can wrestle. I challenge anybody who says they can't to get in there and get in the ring and see if they can do what they do. You can't. And even if you think you can, by the time you might be gassed because you won't be in ring shape. So let's talk about the Bellas and Nikki Bella getting an opportunity. It's well deserved. Do I think she's going to win? No, I do not. But if she does, it would be interesting. I know people thinking that perhaps Shayna Baszler might get involved. This way they call her to the main roster. They will be at the same show. This is happening in Evolution. More than likely, that's going to be the main event. Now just think about this. ESPN is going to be picking up this story. E-Network. All these networks are going to be picking up the story. Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella. You have the reality star versus the former MMA star. The former MMA, the UFC Women's Champion, UFC Hall of Famer. The thing I did like was that Rousey, every time she seemed to be getting the upper hand, it just goes to show it's too much. Nikki and Brie are too much for her together. So I do think Rousey's going to win. There's no need to be sitting here waiting to hold that prediction. I do think she's going to win, but I like the story now that I've seen it play out. I just wish people would stop leaking stuff. But hey, the people going to do what they do. I can't control their social media. Unfortunately, I can't unsee it once I've seen it. So that's going to be fun now. So I'm going to go ahead and take a break, and we're going to stay right here just to say, guys, as you know, I've been very open lately about my weight loss journey. And you may be wondering, how in the world is that happening? So I'll tell you one thing I don't do is I don't eat breakfast. Instead, I have a nice cup of keto coffee. So I urge you to check it out. I drink my keto coffee. I drank it while watching AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. It helps curb some of the cravings, and it gets rid of the toxins out of my body. It helps me lose weight. I've lost 10 pounds since taking that. That brings my weight loss journey since WrestleMania 34 to exactly 30 pounds. Yes, 30 pounds have been lost, and I still got ways to go. But if you want some keto coffee, make sure you DM me at Bryan H. Waters. We got certain specials running right now. So now let's get back to the show. The World Cup, WWE is going to have a tournament at Crown Jewel. Is a crown the best in the world. They call it the WWE World Cup or something like that. So we saw Kurt Angle return. He was as a conquistador, which I thought was great. We've seen, Edge and Christian be the conquistadors, but if you were watching, I didn't watch Raw live. I was at Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, which you can find on Facebook at Be Exposed Radio, and you can see it on my website, BryanHWaters.com, under my media appearances. But one of the things I did like was that, if you watch, you could notice the way he was moving. If you've been watching Kurt Angle long enough, you know that move, especially when he hit the German suplexes on Baron Corbin, and then said he was on vacation. And the best part about that was his wife saying, "You said you was going out to get milk." She tweeted that after WWE tweeted Kurt Angle's quote about him still being on vacation. So, but we have him in the tournament, so we're getting Kurt Angle in a one-on-one match. I can't wait. We have John Cena in the tournament tonight. This past Tuesday on SmackDown, Jeff Hardy defeated Samoa Joe to qualify. Randy Orton defeated The Big Show to qualify. And how about this? Next week, SmackDown 1000, we're gonna have Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Rey Mysterio Jr. Winner goes into the tournament. So that is going to be something I cannot wait to see. All right, let's move on. Monday Night Raw. Bobby Lashley, man, he's a heel. I had to watch this. I listened to my boy Glenn Thomas, Fox Sports Radio 1340, and the Wrestling Marks of Excellence. I listened to his Raw review and his reactions, and I watched it. It made me go back and watch the segment. See Bobby Lashley just beat the smack out of Kevin Owens. I wouldn't have never seen this coming. And then you have Leo Rush being the hype man, and then interrupting the backstage interviews. So, woo, this is going to be very fun, man. It's going to be very fun. I like Bobby Lashley. This would be something I don't recall seeing in WWE. Like I said, sometimes the mid-2000s stuff be blurry, but I don't ever recall seeing him being a heel. So I can't wait to see that. Let's move on. Lana and Rusev. So we finally know the truth. Last week we saw the video, and Aiden English paused it, where Lana looked at him in looked at him in the eyes and said, "I want you." So he said he was gonna play it this week, and then the video, he said, because he was shopping it out to TMZ, but he said he was gonna play it, and it was Lana saying, "I want you to know that we really appreciate, or we really love how you've been." What was that? I think she said, "I want you to know that we really love how you help Rusev and whatnot." And then afterwards, it would continue with Aiden English. He would then touch her arm, and then immediately he paused it and said, "Well, we know what happens next, so I'm going to offer a proposition." He said, "Rusev, that you should just let us," he wanted Rusev to kick Lana to the curb and be with him, meaning, bring back Aiden English and Rusev. But the tag team would be back together, but Lana had to go. Wow. So then Rusev comes out there, and when he pretty much said, like, we hacked you, and him and Lana came out there and they played the rest of the tape. And that was Aiden English, who had just shot his shot, striking out. As I watch the dude from the Red Sox strike out in game 4 of the ALCS. But nonetheless, it looks like the Yankees, the Red Sox are beating the Yankees 4-1. Looks like the Red Sox are probably going to close the series out tonight and move on to the ALCS to take on the Houston Astros. But that's a little baseball news for you. But we saw Lana, we saw Aiden English strike out. He ran out there, and so clearly he was embarrassed. And then he had to say to Rusev, he said he hit on Lana, said, if you tired of once you get tired of Rusev days, why don't you come on for some 8 nights? And that just led to him getting the smack beat out of him. So now this storyline is closed, and it closed quickly. I want to see where they go. I did say that I don't see much future for Aiden English outside of Rusev Day. I hope I'm wrong, because I don't want to see anybody in the WWE fail. But I just don't. I don't know what they do. What do you do with this guy now? So only time will tell. But moving back to Raw, we saw that the match that we knew that was going to happen, I believe it was the first match announced. Trish Stratus taking on Alexa Bliss has now become a tag team match, a Teddy Long special, as I like to call it. It'll be Trish Stratus and Lita versus Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. So we obviously, if you've been watching wrestling for a long time, you know the history between Mickie James and Trish Stratus. Remember Chicago. Remember WrestleMania 22. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Watch the YouTube version, because the WWE network edited out a few things. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, so we're getting that match again. We're getting the tag team match, which listening to Glenn, and he said, leaving an opportunity for more women to be on the card, which I agree with. I also think too that maybe Trish and Lita like, look, we ain't trying to work too hard, that's less pressure for Trish and Alexa Bliss to have to go out there and put on a 5-star match, share the wealth nonetheless. As the Yankees get out of this jam, bases loaded by middle of the 8th, top of the 8th, so going into the middle of the 8th. So, but yeah, so I can't wait to see what happens with that one. I'm going to take my final break. I got a word from our good friend Kelsey.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your girl, Kelsey Nicole Nelson, host of Listen In with KNN on Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. And I want to make sure you are listening right here to Break It Down with Bryan H., brought to you by The Wrestling Realm.
And I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. That was Kelsey Nelson, KNN. You know her from Listening with KNN. Fun fact, I named the show a couple years ago, which, shout out to her. She'll let you know that in a heartbeat. So let's move on to the Tapped Out.
Here's our Tapped Out segment of the week.
So I hate to do this, but I'm tapping out again on the Shield. I just really do not understand why they must break up. I don't get it, man. Like, why are we doing this? It just absolutely makes no sense. Dean Ambrose, now he's upset after losing, and he's walking out talking about he doesn't know where he fits in. And then, it's just one of those things too where we've seen them going back and forth with Strowman, Ziggler, and McIntyre, and it's like, come on, man. These matches are getting very, very old. So I'm just tired of it. Let's move on from that. So before I close out, I'm going to talk a little bit MLW. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out this week. So make sure you check it out on YouTube if you haven't. They had Harry Smith and ACH going head up. Everybody knows. Well, he's actually Davey Boy Smith Jr. there, which you may now know based on what I said. Son of the late great British Bulldog. So, but yeah, so we have that. It was a good match, but David, he's had so many names: David Hart Smith, Harry Smith, D.H. Smith, but Davey Boy Smith Jr. Obviously dominating that. That dude is good, man. I would love to see him in the WWE once again. Only time will tell, though. Also coming up, they have MLW Fury, where it will be ACH, Rich Swann, and another gentleman taking on the New Hart Foundation, Teddy Hart, Davey Boy Smith Jr., and Brian Pillman Jr. So I've been watching Brian Pillman Jr. I really enjoy his work. I still think he's still looking for himself. You know, his dad was a loose cannon, but if you remember, his dad was a loose cannon because he had to be. Pillman Jr., look, like, man, he's too much of a pretty boy to be a loose cannon. But my gosh, he looks just like his daddy. It's just make you wonder, like, man, if, you know, it just sucks to lose wrestlers because, like, these guys, both of them actually, him and Davey Boy Smith Jr., would have loved to see them wrestle alongside their fathers or just have their fathers in their corner. So we got ROH coming this Friday, so I think I might be there in Baltimore. So if you're down there, make sure you come holler at me. I'll be taking pictures and signing autographs. No, seriously though. Well, I do take pictures with fellow wrestling fans. I'm not gonna say fans of mine, but you know, fellow wrestling fans. Definitely take pictures. Always enjoy a good wrestling conversation, like I did this past week. So I'm getting ready to wrap things up. I'm gonna get this show uploaded. So obviously, if it's uploaded, you listen to it, it's uploaded. But you know, that way I can return to play WWE 2K19. Getting ready for going to be in the wrestling community Facebook page, Wrestling Communities 2K League. So I'm looking forward to that. Got my guy in the middle of creating him. So make sure you follow on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, Bryan H. Waters Wrestling Realm, where I'll keep you updated and, you know, engage in wrestling conversation. And I'll be sharing what my guy looks like. So till the next time, folks, thank you for listening. As always, I'm Bryan H. Waters. So